experiences that they would have not gotten otherwise. You saw the kayaking, ask them about that experience and how we had some fun, and find out whose boat tipped over in that process too. I'm sure they'll be willing to share that information. But what we did was we took students from Logos Academy, Votech, William Penn, which is also known as your CAY, Tidings of Peace, and your Academy. And we spent the last 6 weeks just getting to know each other, getting to know our culture, getting to know the city of York, and all the wonderful things that are going to be presented within the next 15 years. Some projects are going to get started well earlier. They're already in the works. Some of them will be finished in the next few years, whereas the Codorus Creek Initiative project will take about the next 15 years. But they are actually a part of history. Your son, your daughter has made history, and we're looking to continue this year after year. So they spent the last 6 weeks with us, and it was coming right out of school. I'm a school teacher myself, so coming right out of school and dedicating 6 weeks, getting up early in the morning to be there right at 8 o'clock in the morning, and ending at 12, and going on field trips. And y'all know it was hot out there. We was out there, oh man, they can tell you about the sewer. Oh, every time I go on 30, I'll be like, I don't even want to go back. It's so hard. But we enjoyed our time. We learned so much. We learned the quality of water and all that York has to offer. And I will tell you this, as you go around to each one of these stations, please ask these students questions, engage in their presentations. They have worked so hard and they are so knowledgeable about their specific topic, and they are so excited to share this with you. These kids are our future, and they are paving the way for many more to come behind them, and we are so proud of them. We cannot express enough to give up their time for 6 weeks when others are at home or wherever they're at. To give up time for 6 weeks to learn and to get knowledge is just powerful. There are good things coming out of York City, and these are the good individuals that you will see today. So I'm going to move on, right? And what you came here to see and to learn about is what they experienced over the last 6 weeks. We're going to do something a little bit different. We didn't do this last year, but the kids thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Yep, it's a great idea. We are going to do a station rotation. I'm sure many of you know what it is, but let me just explain real quick. So we have 4 stations up. Station 1, group 1 over there. Group 2 back in my far left, your right-hand corner. You have group 3 over there on your left-hand side, my right-hand side, and then group 4 up there in the front. You are going to get a chance to explore and to learn all the information that they want to share with you today. Please, as they're going through their presentations, ask questions. They want you to ask them questions. I'm sure anybody told me for saying that, but they want you to ask them questions so that you can learn and just get a good insight on what they've experienced for the last 6 weeks, okay? I'm going to separate the audience out. So I'm going to ask that the first 4 rows closest to me, anyone in that category. Now, if it separates your family, you don't have to do that. But anyone in that group, on this side, you're going to start at station 1, and on this side, you're going to start at station 4. My last 4 rows, and it looks like everybody kind of sat further to the back, so we may be able to pick some of you up. This group back here in the back, you're going to go to station 3, and then this group right here, you're going to start at station 2. You're going to have 15 minutes to learn and explore and just get insight about a lot of things that you may not have known, because we were very much enlightened by this program. After the 15 minutes, we are going to rotate. You're going to then kind of go in a clockwise motion. So if you are at station 2, you will go to station 3, numerically. Any questions? All right, you may go ahead and explore your stations.
So CAY, Watershed Alliance of York, is basically an organization that informs people about the watersheds that they reside in. So everybody lives in a watershed, and a watershed is basically an area of land that drains into a particular body of water. People don't realize that the little things they do can affect their watershed, such as littering or just not picking up after themselves. So a way to protect our watershed and to keep our waters clean is to recycle. There's a place called CRDC on Evers Lane, and they accept recycled goods, and they actually turn the plastic into a concrete additive, which makes concrete stronger for structures or buildings. We can reduce by just not using as much water when we're washing dishes, showering, or brushing our teeth. And we could also reuse. Just reuse water bottles and just don't eat out of a lot of plastic plates or cups.
Has a fair reason that they want clean, usable water. They don't want to drink dirty water. So that's kind of the idea of us doing this project. It's to kind of not only spread awareness, but kind of give some insight to people who are a little less uncultured about your system. Like us coming into this, a lot of us didn't know anything about it. So when we're taking these little field trips and learning stuff and picking up new knowledge, so I didn't know this is how it got to this. I didn't know why the creek was so dirty until we went down to like wastewater companies, North Water companies, and they told us what happened. So when we went down to those places, it's like it gives you an insight like, man, I really don't want to live in a place like this. I don't want my water to be like this. So I think by us, telling y'all at least a little something about this, it kind of helps y'all understand like maybe we don't want to be like this. Maybe we want to try and put some effort into helping our water our water quality go up a little bit more. We kind of want to be in a better spot. So that's what we're doing here. We're just kind of trying to take little actions at a time and try and help improve the community. It might not be much, but you got to start somewhere. So that's kind of what we're
trying to do. All right, it is time to rotate.
Before that, they spoke about it with us and they talked about the process of it. And also, Steve Officer came in and he basically just talked about how they installed it and everything like that. It was built in the early 20th century and it was finished in 1912. And then there was a lot of the process that they went through was a very struggle, and then also they talked about how 220,000 people drink our water, and also there is 71,000 customers that live around the
So on that Thursday, we visited the
Groups, we will be
history of York and the history of the Codorus Creek, and then lastly we'll be covering with why this matters and why this is important.
So the first place we visited was the North Water Company, and we had Katrina Cooper and Steve Nessler and Dave Board talk to us about kind of their process, how they work, what goes into a average everyday site on the job, what they experience. So I think they're pumping around how many million gallons? You don't remember? A couple hundred million a day. So it's a pretty hefty. Honestly, like fire. Kind of like a normal average day firefighters today.
Okay, in 1933, around August 24th, was the beloved they decided to go, the Army Corps of Engineers decided to go to the creek and dig out a channel, like under the channel. And that's why this creek is as slow as it is.
And if y'all don't know, this is West Market Street.
So your first route to
Fish, because when we looked at the creek, we saw like a lot of different kind of creatures and like animals, and like we were like low-key shocked because it was something different. And then we went on like a really big hike, and they just like told us a little bit about like the nature around it and like what to be careful with. And then on the second and like the 3 photos right there, we went on like a walk through our community, and we just like saw like we went like under the bridge, and we just saw like different things that we didn't see, like all of like the trash and stuff like that. And like we came across like these 2 ladies where like they were just drawing, and they were just telling us a little bit more about our community and like all the different things that we just really didn't know.
This is their plan for the Codorus Creek, like on the sides and stuff. This is the contaminated soil around. This is a little family of ducks. This is when we went to the water company. This is the fish inside of the creek. This is the Susquehannock, where the Susquehannock people live. This is them on the boat. And you can't really see it, but there's like little pink stuff in the water. And it's good for the water, but they didn't know it at the time. They used fish to get rid of it. But the fish were dying and clogging up and stuff, so they don't use fish anymore. And they just let it stay there. And it usually comes in the summer. And this is trash. And this is trash under the bridges.
Oh yeah. See, my parents were just talking about this. So how they just got a grant in Pennsylvania to free solar panels, right? My parents trying to get some solar panels. I don't know what that's about, but I know that's
You said homes being built, but
yeah.
Yeah, there are homes in there. Instead of electric, they're using solar panels.
yeah, that's a lot.
You actually saw those?
Yeah, my mom was talking about
Presenters, it
it.
is now time to continue.
It's a 6-week program that allows students to be more involved with their community and learn about city development projects. This project gives students knowledge to be prepared for the future and a chance to interact with professionals from different fields, gain valuable insights into potential career paths, and develop a deeper understanding of their own aspirations. Okay, so our group focus was the architecture, engineering, and planning aspect of community projects. These factors are vital for any community to function correctly. They ensure that the community is happy, the environment is protected, and that it looks good.
Why is architecture important? Well, architecture is an important part of city planning because it reflects and preserves the cultural identity of a community. Architecture influences how people interact with their community, and thoughtful architectural designs create functional and aesthetically pleasing public spaces that enhances a community's well-being. Architects make sure that buildings are designed to be sustainable, energy efficient, and resilient. It promotes economic growth by increasing property value and attracting businesses and tourism. Overall, architects create comfortable, safe, and accessible spaces for a community. City planning is important because they ensure sustainable development by balancing the needs of residences, businesses, and the environment. Effective planning promotes efficient land use and preserving green spaces. It helps create inclusive communities by providing accessible public services and infrastructure such as transportation, healthcare, and education. Good city planning also mitigates the impact of natural disasters and climate change through resilient infrastructure. Overall, city planners enhances the quality of life for residents by creating safe, healthy, and vibrant urban environments.
So we're gonna talk about engineering. When you think about engineering, probably a bunch of things come to your head. Pretty much what engineers do is design and construct infrastructure that's fundamental to a community's growth. All the buildings around you were designed and built by engineers and architects as well. All the buildings around you were meant to be safe. They're meant to last long. Obviously, if an engineer builds something, they don't want it to fall over tomorrow. They have to keep that in mind. How how strong the materials are, all that stuff. They want to ensure that the building is safe and reliable, like I was saying. If you're in a building and you know that it's not safe, you probably don't want to be in there. If you know that this roof could collapse at any point, nobody would be in here. That's the engineer's role, to let you know that this is safe and that to allow this building to stand for as long as it can. This goes also into the environment. Building a building is expensive and it takes a lot of materials to build. And that building process, you have to use cranes, all that. A lot of vehicles that emit a lot of CO2. So engineers don't want their building. They don't want to have to build a new building every single day. That would be bad. They also, like I was saying, engineers make sustainable, environmentally friendly solutions to help communities reduce their ecological footprint. We're going to talk a little bit more about this later, but LEED is a guideline or like a checklist that they have to follow to ensure that it's green. Yeah, that's pretty much what engineering is for. These are some projects that were presented to the Codorus Creek Summer Enrichment Program. The first one we have is the Codorus Creek Beautification Project. This is a project that is estimated to take around 15 years to build. That will connect neighborhoods, people, services, and will improve the overall quality of the creek. This is pretty much like a 1.5 mile long park. This is like a little map showing it here, if you want to get closer. They're going through a bunch of different, 6 different phases. The first and second phase are near your college. Third and fourth are near downtown. And the fifth and sixth are near the rail bridge. So that's where the train crosses over. It's pretty much where it's at. A project this big needs a lot of funding. They estimate that it should take around $75 million, which is a lot of money. But they're making good progress on it. They just received a $15 million grant for it, which is not all of it, but it helps out. They're also hoping that the community joins in and gives their support so the government can help us as well. Yeah, this project, I'm excited to see it in the future. It looks really cool, and I feel like this will bring the community together a lot. I feel like every single day you would see a bunch of people down there, Thursdays, Wednesdays, all the days that, this project will hope to slightly decrease the size of it to elevate it. So this will allow for people to kayak and fish. We hope that they will stock it. I'm pretty sure they will. So it'll promote more recreational uses. So like fishing, kayaking, paddleboarding. And yeah, they'll have like benches around for people to sit and all that stuff. But another aspect of it would be its economic hit on the community. Mm-hmm. This will bring about like small businesses can like put up water stands or like vending machines nearby. They can put it on a shirt. They can put this logo, that's what the logo is, Codorus Greenway. They can put that on a shirt, people can buy it. It'll also attract tourists, which will want to spend. If a tourist comes over to York to see this new build, they can buy a shirt to remember it, they can spend money, they can buy drinks, eat food, which also support the businesses around. Other restaurants that have been here already for this project will receive more people because people are trying their food and all that. Small businesses will benefit a lot. So this project is overall really good for the community. Huh? I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I wish I did.
All right. So another project that we got introduced to that we actually went to is the Lake Williams Dam. This dam is like a fundamental part of York. It was initially put in because of the floods that were happening that were like insane. They went over the bridges, which was extremely dangerous for people in York. It displaced a lot of people. So York decided that they had to do something about it. So they built this dam and opened it in 1913, which was a while ago. It pretty much is pretty much a wall that the water can just go up to lower the amount of water that goes over it. But it wasn't enough. Like people wanted a better design, something that looked cooler, something that people could actually go and see. So they took the old one and combined the best pieces of that, the best aspects of it, and they implemented implemented that into the new design. The new dam is designed for 100,000 cubic feet per second of water. That is a lot of water. That's like a whole lake coming at you. It's a lot. So this will prevent a lot of floods in the future. It's actually meant to prevent 1 in 1,000 years floods. That, well, pretty much what that is like an event so big that it would only happen 1 in 1,000 years. They have like different measuring systems, like 1 in 100 years, 1 in 200. So this would be like a huge flood. It's meant to help that as well. It took 2.5 years to build and to finish. They're still working on it a little bit, but you can still go see it. If you go to Lake Williams, you can go see it. And yeah, the group last year actually went to see it while they were building it. Yeah. So this Lake Williams, where this dam is located, is actually one of our contributors, our most prominent contributors to drinking water. That's where the York Water Company gets a lot of their water. They use gravity, and they use the creek naturally going down the stream, and they get that water like that. They don't have to use like any pump systems because that would take a lot of gas, a lot of money. So they try to mitigate that. We also have the Crispus Attucks Culture Center. This is a center that is right that way, I think. That way, sorry. It's around here somewhere. If you go out, you'll probably be able to see it. This is a culture center that Crispus Attucks wanted to build because they wanted to display and remember the history of York and the history and culture of York. So they wanted somewhere to put this so people like us, the young people, can go and learn about what the people before us, our generations, went through. This was really important to York because a lot of people are forgetting. So this helps with that. This is a plan about this was the final plan of it. But it wasn't just like that. They didn't just like take a little bit and make this. They actually went through a couple of speed bumps. One of them being the location. As you can see, this one doesn't really look like the plan. So they switched locations around 1 or 2 times. And they switched designs as well. They had a lot of things to consider, like buses going through. A bus here, it would be hard for it to stop somewhere. So they decided to add this side piece so a bus can stop here and allow for all the students to get out for tours and things like that. So they decided that this was the final design. They got a little bit more land. They got permission to build on a little more land, which allowed for that bigger design. And this is where it's at now. They actually started building it after years of planning. They finally started the construction, which looks, I think it looks pretty cool. It doesn't look like that right now because they already have the walls built up and everything, and it should be done around summertime next year. So you guys would be able to go and visit. They actually built it right there in that specific location because it's the most visible from George Street, which is one of the roads that gets the most traffic from New York. So it's like a really good place to put it. But yeah. Thank you. I know that was a lot. Do you guys have any questions so far about the presentation?
One of the main purposes of the school is to help students understand problems in your community and develop solutions to them. So now that you guys are learning about some of these issues, you have to have any inclination to come back to town and help make York a better place and all, when you get done schooling and all. Yeah. Just think about that. You know we can use the help here.
Yeah, and things like the Crispus Attucks Culture Center, just like the fact that you knew about it while it was being built, like helps you like almost reminisce when you come back and it's like, oh my god, like I remember when that was being built. Or the Codorus Creek Enrichment, or not the enrichment, the beautification. We knew about it before it even was built. 15 years in the future, we're gonna come back and we're like, we knew about that before anybody.
That's brilliant.
Any other questions about the slides? Great job. Yes, we're gonna explain some things on here.
It's a building that has features that are environmentally friendly and research efficient, meaning that they can recycle the things they build, or they can build it on a plot that has bad soil. And yeah, and a green building process is goal is to minimize the negative took us over to it. It was like right near York Academy, right? It's an office building, and basically, it was so cool because they have, you know, the gravel that you use to parking lot in their parking lot. A normal gravel, if you pour water on it, it's gonna run down, go straight to the creek. But that type of gravel absorbs the water that's put on it, so it minimizes the amount of runoff that goes into the creek, the amount of trash that can go in the creek, because it can't go nowhere, it goes in the ground. So it does turn into groundwater, and eventually it will turn into, it will be into the creek, but it like, I guess, slows down the process and filters out that trash and stuff. So when it does rain and there is trash, or like on the sidewalk, it won't flow into the creek. And you know, this is one of the greenest buildings, not in the world, but one of them. And it's at State College, PA, and it's basically a storage building. So it's like just pretty stores to that.
There's a bunch of people that came in and talked to us about a bunch of different things. We talked a lot about construction and green buildings. We talked a lot about like what it means to be green. It's like also in what direction to head if you want to be green, because we really got to lower the impact of humans on the world. We're emitting too much carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and green buildings is kind of like a step in the right direction. So this is like really important. The LEED checklist is something recent. It wasn't implemented not too long ago. So this is like to allow for less carbon dioxide to be emitted. We also went to the river, Susquehanna River. We went kayaking. We studied about the dams that they want to build and all that. So
Please make your final remarks so we can head to our final and
sorry,
full rotation.
And yeah.
Eliana. So we will be talking about the communities of Codorus Creek and how the community can help your city become better for future generations. So to go more into brief, we're going to be talking about the Codorus Creek Beautification Project that is led by Blue Card Horn. And we're also not just talking about that project, we're going to talk about many other projects that's going to be created in your city within the years coming.
So for week one, we went to the York Water Company, and they told us they pump 20 million gallons of water, and it takes 4 to 6 hours for the water system to be cleaned. We also learned that lead pipes in houses can contaminate the water system and people's health risks.
We went to the Susquehanna River Keeper Association, which is an important organization that focuses on protecting the Susquehanna River and its tributaries. They train volunteers from the community to test the water quality. They also take out school groups to observe the different creatures in a creek, which also gives insight on the quality of the water. The constant testing of water quality is important because it affects citizens' recreational activities, food, and of course, water. The Christmas Tux is building a history and cultural center, which will preserve the rich history and cultural heritage of the African American community. This building will provide a space for educational programs. It will serve as a hub for community activities and events. It will host workshops and exhibits to educate the community on the African American culture.
For week two, the floating and regulatory entity. The Chesapeake Bay tributary is important to maintain for the community because it supports our wildlife in the creek. The National Park Services work with Native American tribes to conserve lands according to their values. The Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, the mission of the DEP is to provide citizens with a healthy, cleaner environment, and they also limit language barriers by having interpers at
So on that Thursday, we visited the National Heritage Foundation, and there we learned about the Susquehanna people, which were a group of Native Americans who lived by the Susquehanna River. They tended to move around a lot because they were farmers, but they were also forced to evacuate due to Europeans moving into the area, or the massacre of the Paxton Boys in 1763, or just conflict with other tribes. The National Heritage Foundation works with modern-day tribe members to preserve that land and to also preserve the 4 cemeteries that reside upon it. We visited the Zimmerman Center, which was right by, and we learned that in that house, there was actually a history in it because it was there before the U.S. came into existence. We learned more about the Susquehanna people, and we also learned the history of enslavement. So there was a boy named Moses who, after the Pennsylvania Gradual Abolition Act of Slavery, he was able to become free at the age of 28. The National Heritage Foundation provides recreational activities and history to the community. The next day, we were physically immersed into what York Economic Alliance has planned for the Codorus Creek. Their goal is to make the creek accessible to the community, and they will be doing this by removing the riffraff or the rocks that run alongside it and replacing it with a trail so that people could walk or bike ride. They will also be deepening the creek so that people could actually kayak through it. The beautification will provide revenue from tourists and income for small businesses downtown York. They also plan to relocate the homeless people. On Monday, the York County Planning Committee came in and they spoke to us about planning. So York's population has over 450,000 people, and it's growing every day. There are 72 municipalities, which means that there are 72 mayors. And in order to prevent disorganization, they decided to come up with a comprehensive plan that every municipality follows, and it's basically just land use planning. They plan for the community, and they also set goals for the community, because what they do right now impacts what the community will look like in the future. They reach out to the community by doing surveys or just being at public events or using social media. We created a map that day, and we got to learn about how to plan for the community. We learned about where to put the houses and how to not pollute the river that runs through that community. We've also visited City Hall, and we learned even more about planning. So municipal planning is the land use or regulation of a municipality, and it places restrictions on buildings or companies. It's important because it focuses on the quality of life for citizens. Health and well-being is impacted by food security, the healthcare system, economic stability, and education access, or even the environment of a neighborhood. So we learned about CAY, which is the Watershed Alliance of York, and it is an organization that informs people about watersheds. So everybody lives in a watershed, and basically it is an area of land that drains into a particular body of water. So people don't realize that what they do actually affects their watersheds, such as littering or just not picking up after themselves. So it's important to recycle what they use, to reduce what they use, and also to just reuse.
On Thursday, we went kayaking with Devin Midland and Allison Schultz, and they talked to us about the Coast Runs project, which wanted to build a hydroelectric pumped storage facility alongside the river. They wanted to build this storage facility because they thought it would help the environment, but it would be a disruption to local wildlife, and it would increase traffic and noise, which would affect the residents. And during construction, there would be a risk of water pollution, which would affect the quality of streams and rivers. On Friday, we went to the York Waste Treatment Plant, which maintains public health by treating wastewater to prevent water pollution. It ensures safe water for recreational activities. Ways that the community can help is to avoid flushing harmful substances like oil and grease. Be mindful of what goes down the drain to prevent blockage and pollution. By taking these steps, you can ensure that the York Waste Treatment Plant can operate efficiently and effectively.
So week 4, our topic was the design of public space, and Brian from Counselor came in and basically just talked about the successful projects that we were at from their past and their upcoming projects as well. He basically just went about the redesigning and the construction of everything. He talked about the process and the donations and basically the steps that they had to go through. And one of the projects they went through was the redesigning of the intersection to improve the traffic flow. And then we spoke to Steve Smeltzer about the Lake Williams Dam, and basically how we need that source of water to have like a continuum of our York City water, and also in case of a drought or hurricane, it helps like protect us as well. Basically, the dam was completed in 1912, and it also is a space where you can walk around for like trail or like kayak or anything like that. And also the population of the drinking water is 220,000, and there are 71 customers. And if you would like to visit, it's a very nice place. We visited as well. It's really nice, and it's something that you should definitely try out.
So that Thursday, we visited the Mifflin House, which is a piece of property that belonged to Quakers back in the 1800s. The Mifflin family were actually abolitionists. They helped slaves get across the river so that they could reach Philadelphia. We learned about the designs of the barn on that property, which will be turned into an underground railroad museum. We learned that they'll be keeping original beams to give it an old vibe, and they'll also be planting trees to buffer the sound of traffic from Route 30. They also plan on creating a path that leads to the Susquehanna River from the barn. The project will take about 5 to 10 years and it will cost around $200 million, but this is important because it informs the community about Pennsylvania's silent history on slavery.
Lake Williams is part of the water management system, ensuring a stable water supply. The York Water Supply serves a crucial role for the York Water Company, and the lake support for wildlife benefits the environment by providing habitat for various species in the creek.
So week 5, Andrew Zamata came in and he basically taught us about geotechnical engineering. And basically, geotechnical engineering is many solutions for construction. He spoke about the many soils and like the different rocks that they use and the process that they use to create buildings and also protect everyone in buildings. One of the quotes that he stated was, virtually every structure is supported by soil and rock. Those that aren't either fly, float, or fall over. Basically he's saying like, the way our buildings were created to protect everyone in it and basically protect what's outside of it. And you have to test the soil to make sure that the building is able to stay in that area or not fall over. And their number one priority is to basically just protect the citizens of York.
MS4 stands for Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System. They want to keep the environment clean, especially the Chesapeake Bay. They manage stormwater runoff to prevent oil, trash, and chemicals from entering local waterways. It reduces the risk of flooding in urban areas. It helps protect local ecosystems by preventing untreated stormwater from entering natural water bodies. Ways that the community can help is to adopt the drain. Adopt the Drain campaign is a community initiative aimed at improving local water quality and preventing flooding. Residents can adopt the drain in their neighborhood and commit to keeping it clear of leaves, trash, and other pollutants.
The Codorus Center showcases exhibits about Goodrich's life in Underground Railroads and African American history. It is also the home of William C. Goodrich.
Week 6, our topic was forward-facing and sharing with the community. We had Mark Lentz come in, and he basically just taught us that we pollute our own water, and the more we pollute our own water, the more we pollute ourselves, because everyone's connected, and we need to make sure that we keep our water and everything clean, our streets clean, because the more that we trash everything, the more that we will be polluting ourselves, and the more that our future generations will have a very messed up life because of how everything was before them. Basically, he also is a part of the Master Watershed Program. They focus on specific, they spoke creeks actually, and they actually pick up the trash around your city. So as a community, we can also pick up the trash, and if you see trash on the floor, like if you see someone doing it, report it, or just tell them like, hey, that's not okay. Like make sure that we keep everything clean. And yeah.
Raglan is a family-owned construction company which was founded in 1902. They expanded their services, which included heavy civil construction, general construction, and geotechnical construction. They're deeply involved in the local community. They support various charitable organizations in York. Their core values are integrity, mutual respect, safety, innovation, sense of urgency, and community.
So yesterday we took a boat tour on the Chief Funkus, which was a boat built in 1912. So it's 112 years old, and it is fully electric. So it was built for Adolphus Bush, just for his family, and it was named after a Native American in a book. So we took this boat tour yesterday, and it was just amazing to just be on the Susquehanna River, and it was really quiet because there's no loud motor, and it was just very serene and beautiful. Thank you.
And hopefully they articulated that and presented that to you. They were a little nervous, some spoke a little lower, but they did an awesome job. They really pulled it together, and we knew that they could. So what we're going to do at this moment, we do want to remind you that these programs that you have here, we would like for you to make sure you take them with you, share with the community. The best way to make sure that we guarantee that this program will continue is by word of mouth, right? Letting the community know, letting people know that this program is here. And also anyone who knows of any other companies that would like to partner with us to give our students more experience, we would greatly appreciate that. Inside of your program, there is a sheet that actually outlined every place that we went, what we did each one of the days of the week for the last 6 weeks. So you see a lot of people partnered with us, a lot of people poured into our students, and we would like to just continue that year after year. So thank you very much for that. Please share, share, share. At this time, we are going to now turn it over to the students. They are going to just say a few things, take about a minute or two to share their reflections. Following the students is going to be our senior leaders that we had here. We had 4 senior leaders here, and we want you to hear their experience as well. So we are going to go in order of the program with the students' names. The first student up is Miss Asia Pittman.
Hey, hey.
I'm Asia Pittman, and overall, I enjoyed my experience at this program, and it was my second year, so seeing the improvement from last year was really nice. And this program allowed me to do new things like kayaking, and it gave me an idea of what I would and wouldn't want to do with my life, career-wise. And this program made me want to care about my community and be more involved and care about nature and the environment and be more mindful of what I do and my impact on this world. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent.
Hello guys, I'm Angel. This is my first year at this program, but overall in the 6 weeks, I really enjoyed it. We did a lot of things. This opened my eyes to a lot of things as well. I'm glad we learned about all the projects that are going on in York. The Codorus Creek beautification and the center that was being built for Christmas Acts. This is really nice. I like knowing about this. It's like, I like looking at the buildings that are getting constructed and knowing what's going on. So yeah, it also opened my eyes. Wagner came in, the company that builds everything. They allowed me to see what I wanted to be in the future. They will allow me to know how everything works and like kind of where I want my life to head in. This program was really enriching, as it states, Codorus Creek Enrichment Program. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jamila Hill, and I was actually able to become a part of the First 14 program last year. But I really enjoyed this program. It was a wonderful opportunity, and it gets me involved in the community as well as other people my age. It was just great, and it was a wonderful learning opportunity and experience. I got to learn many new things that I never knew before prior to this program, as well as help me advance with things in my future. I was able to meet with partners and companies that are going to help me better myself for the future. So I greatly appreciate it and love this program.
Hi everyone, my name is Abigail Laventure, and I am a junior attending Logos Academy. And I did this program last year, but I actually learned a lot more this year. So basically, we did a lot of things like kayaking. We went to Fishing Creek. We also went on a boat tour, and that was also very interesting. And getting that hands-on experience, like with the learning, it really helped me to
realized like how much I appreciate nature and the things around me. So I'm very grateful for that.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Eliana Vial, and I'm a junior at Logos Academy. I just wanted to start off by saying thank you, Crispus Addicts. You have given the young people of color in York an opportunity to be involved in something that will benefit our community. This summer, we were enriched, and Crispus Addicts made that possible. As a student in the Codorus Creek Summer Enrichment Program, I learned about the history of our creek, also known in the past as Inky Stinky, and the amazing future that it will provide. I learned about the various organizations in York County that work hard to make it a clean, safe, and healthy environment. But I think the most important thing that I learned was how to be involved. These past 6 weeks were hard because I woke up at 6 a.m. in the mornings, but it was worth it. Now I feel educated about this city. Now I'm unable to feel apathy when I see trash on the side of the road, because I know that it will eventually end up in a body of water. Like Marcus Sheffer from LEAD said, being green is about being conscious of where and how things come to be and whether or not it helps the earth. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Good evening, my name is Abigail Alexis. I go to Tidings of Peace Christian School. This is my first year doing this program, and I really had a good experience. I got to learn new things, and I actually enjoyed the presentations, which is surprising because I just can't do that, but I did it. And I liked the field trips. They were really fun, and I liked to learn about the things, and then I went out to see them, so that was a good experience. And yeah, that's it.
Hi, my name is Dominique Almonte, and I am a junior at Logos Academy, and I would say this experience has been a changing experience in my life personally. I got to see different perspectives of our community and just like different things that I've never seen before. I feel like we were given the privilege to just different opportunities while others aren't given this, and now like I'm just super grateful for it. I feel like at the end, definitely, I feel like everybody got closer, which I'm grateful for, just everybody like being friendly and just all the different friendships that I built with everybody, and I'm just super grateful for this experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Coach Jones. Everybody knows me as Coach Jones. My real name is Tony Jones. My experience with everybody here doing this Codorus Creek project was great. I mean, I learned things that I never thought I learned. You know, being 67 years old, I thought I knew a lot about York City, what's going around me. I did not know what's going around me. Trash, water, where it comes from, how we use it over and over again, how long it takes to get from Chesapeake Bay to us, and just clearing water, everything. So thank you, Mr. Kirkland, for everything. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nettie Bryan. I have learned a lot these kids for 6 weeks. Learning stuff, I didn't know half the stuff was going on. But anyway, I had a pleasure working with them, knowing them, and I learned a lot myself too. And they did a wonderful job, every last one of them. And I'm so proud of them, and these are my babies, okay? And I thank you very much.
So we are going to get ready to hand out our awards that students voted. Some of the awards were student voted. Some of the awards were from us teachers and senior leaders and things like that. When there was a tie, we had to kind of like break it up. It was so hard to award these individuals because there were so many that, almost all of them, that could have gotten the award. But we are going to start off with the award for everyone and then get into specifics. Okay, so I will turn it over to Ms. Rihanna to do her job.
Okay, first I want to introduce myself. I'm Brianna Owens. I was the assistant teacher to Mrs. Gibson. And if you think you're seeing double, this is not my twin, this is my mother. But also, in case you guys didn't get a chance to ask about the kayaking and who flipped over, that was me and Coach Jones down there. And also, if you want to know who the culprits were, they're also on the stage with us.
Everybody want to identify?
Abigail Lavender is over there. And we have Ellie right here who also flipped us over. But we're okay about that. We didn't panic or anything. We had a good time. Honestly, I didn't realize how deep that was. As soon as I flipped over, I was trying to stand, but I was like, oh no. But yeah, we had a good time. So I'm glad we got to experience that kayaking, even though I did flip over. It is what it is. But so we're gonna get now to the awards. First, we want to hand out the participation awards, and we just want to thank all of our students for dedicating 6 weeks of their summer, because they could have been anywhere else doing what other kids are doing, but instead they were here being enriched with the knowledge and the history of York. So without further ado, we're gonna call up Kenya Amiable. Next up is Nasir Chapman.
Football speed. That's
Angel Capella Nunez. Sanaya Grimes. Eliana Grace Fio. Jamila Hill. Armani Hill. Amaya Ho. Abigail Lavender. Asia Pittman.
I'm sorry. That butcher, is it butchered up? Do we need to do
Yeah,
it?
do your head.
I'm sorry.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
You see, we have personalities, right?
Franco Serenelli.
Clean.
Dana Sandkin.
Come on with all that style. God, yes. I know that's right. You better, y'all cheering for me when I win something. Thank you.
Abigail Alexis. Jeremy Rosario.
Way to go, Jeremy.
Dominique Almonte. Okay, next we want to award those students who showed up every day, so basically had perfect attendance. So we have to make sure we especially recognize those students. First up we have Jamila Hill.
Are we doing a picture on this
Yep,
again
yep.
too?
Armani Hill.
That's right. He going to college. Who that? College man.
Franco Serenelli. And Abigail Alexis. And next up, we had each of our groups come up with one nomination, one student that they thought was their MVP for their group. So someone who showed up all the time, who was committed to helping their team, getting these presentations worked out together. So we definitely want to recognize those students. So first, from group 1, we have Asia Pittman. And from group 2, we have Armani Hill.
By the way, this was student nominated, so they nominated each other. Like, this wasn't us adults. Peer. I keep going, well, you know, I'm a school teacher, I'm sorry. Peer. Make sure that button selected his rights, that's right.
For group 3, we have Abigail Laventure. And from group 4, we have Eliana Vio.
Hey, that's my girl. She's so smart.
And the next award we want to give out is for Student of the Year or Outstanding Leadership. This was someone chosen from those 4, peer-led, those 4, and then we had our seniors help us pick out of those 4 who they thought was the Student of the Year. And this person is just someone who kind of went above and beyond. But one thing we couldn't do was choose just one person because they all deserve it. However, the 2 that we did go with are Armani Hill and Eliana Vio.
Do it a group one together.
Next, we have the Senior Initiative Award. This goes to a returning student, someone who was here last year, who just basically showed dedication and very much leadership throughout this program. And let me tell you, this girl right here, Asia Pittman, she is not shy. She will give you her opinion whether you want it or not, but she was really a leader and she actually helped us plan out this. And these groups that you saw, these topics, she actually helped me and another student come up with those. So she had a really big hand in planning this for y'all, and I hope you really enjoyed it because this goes out to her. So Asia Pittman, our returning senior. Next, we have our Rising Star Award. So like the first one went to a returning senior, this one goes to someone who's their first year. So we want to give this one out to Eliana Vio because she really showed promise here. And I don't know if you guys really paid attention when she gave her presentation, but you could tell she was very knowledgeable about what she was talking about, and she poured her heart out into these projects. And she made sure her team was on the right track all the time. And we definitely want to make sure we recognize her because she is excellent. And for the last award, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Gibson.
So the last award is going to go to a special honorary junior member. This individual had no choice but to show up because her mom was working at the program. And mom wasn't paying for summer school or summer camp. So she got to experience all of the things that we experienced. She loved what was for lunch every single day. Definitely loved going on the kayaking. She was my kayaking partner, and let me tell you, I was pulling away for both of us because she really didn't put no muscle into it. But this honorary junior member goes to none other than my baby girl, Soraya Gibson. So that concludes our award ceremony. Give a round of applause for all of the students. They did an awesome job. They did an awesome job. Like you said before, it is not easy to sacrifice 6 weeks of your time. It is summertime for these kids. They spent 9 months in school. And for them to selflessly just give up their time to be dedicated to this program, we cannot thank them enough, because without our partners, this would not happen, but also without them, this would not have been a success. So we just want to acknowledge you guys and thank you for your hard work that you put in, and hopefully we'll see you next year, and we'll look forward to this every year. With that being said, this is going to conclude our service, our program. We do have a student, Angel, who is going to come and pretty much give our closing remarks. After that, I know you guys have been waiting. We are going to chat and chew. All right.
Hello everybody, it's me again. I just want to thank all of you for coming. This wouldn't be possible with you guys. Thank you. Thank you for bringing all y'all kids today and every single day. I know it was a commitment as well. Those who don't drive, they have to wake up every single day and probably drive around 10 minutes. We just want to say thank you for everything. It was really appreciated. It was nice meeting all of you guys. And I hope to see you guys next year. Thank you so much.